Hello everyone, my name is Ben, and I'm here in Ireland looking for animals that can teach us more about our amazing shepherd, Jesus Christ. Why don't you come along and join me? I just found the perfect animals. Here they are. Today, we're talking about sheep. You may not think much of sheep, but God designed these amazing creatures to glorify their creator. Finding sheep here in Ireland is pretty easy because there are over 3.5 million of them. The breed of sheep I'm looking at is mountain sheep. While this breed is not originally from Ireland, they were brought over from Britain because of how well they thrive in harsh conditions. Over the years, the Irish people bred them into several different varieties to suit their needs. They have a thick coat of wool that keeps them warm, even on the windy hills of Ireland. And wool is the main reason people raise these sheep. Now, do you know what we use wool to make? That's right, wool can be used to make blankets, hats, and lots of clothing items. Mountain sheep has more brittle wool, better suited to making carpets or rugs. These sheep are usually sheared about once a year for their wool. Now, you might notice sheep spend a lot of time eating, sometimes up to 12 hours a day. Sheep eat mostly grass. There's a problem though. Have you ever tried to chew on grass? It's very tough and hard to digest. So how can sheep eat it and survive? They must chew it twice. When a sheep takes a bite of grass, it chews it up, swallows it, and sends it down to its 4-chambered stomach. Later, the sheep coughs up the chewed up grass, called cud, back up into its mouth to chew it all over again. Now that may seem gross, but it's an amazing design that allows sheep to break down the tough grass more to get the most nutrients from it. Mountain sheep are so good at getting nutrients from tough plants that they can thrive where other animals can't. Of course, grazing sheep have to stay alert for predators that might be lurking nearby. Have you ever noticed that sheep have rectangular pupils instead of round pupils like ours? Now that might seem strange, but God is an incredible designer. When a sheep wants to graze, it bends its head down. And when its head moves, its pupils will also move to stay level with the ground, so they can still look around and keep an eye out for danger. But that is not the only amazing thing they can do with their eyes. Now I want you to try something. Look straight forward and hold your head completely still. Now, without moving your head, try to look at the person on either side of you. Were you able to see them? You probably had to move your eyes to do so. But if you were a sheep, you wouldn't have to move your eyes at all. That's because those rectangular pupils allow them to see in almost every direction at once. They can see things in front of them, next to them, and behind them at the same time. Now that is super cool. Now people have been keeping sheep for a long time. Throughout the Bible, we read that godly people like Abel, Rachel, and Moses were all shepherds. A shepherd's role is to lead the sheep to find food, water, and shelter, and to rescue them from danger. Now before he fought Goliath, David was also a shepherd, and he risked his life to save his sheep from being carried away and devoured by lions and bears. And David recognized that the Lord performs the same duties for us. God guides, protects, and saves his people. And during his earthly ministry, Jesus explained his purpose by saying that he is the good shepherd who lays down his life for the sheep. And when he was asked why he associated with people who did bad things, Jesus compared himself to a shepherd going after one lost sheep, leaving behind 99 sheep that were already safe, just to save the one that was lost. And he does that for us. Even though we run away from God by being selfish and unkind, and we deserve death as a punishment for our sin, Jesus came to this earth to save us. He lived a perfect life as fully God and fully man, so he could take our penalty of death upon himself by giving up his own life on the cross in our place as the perfect sacrifice. But the best news is that he didn't stay dead. He rose again. God promises that whoever turns from their sin and trusts Jesus with their life will be saved. Today's animal pal, the mountain sheep, is here to remind us how we can go from being lost to being found. So, the question you need to ask yourself is this: is the Lord your shepherd? Well, it was great learning about sheep with you today. I will see you next time.